My dudes. What is going on, my dudes? Is anybody else really hot? So we got a crazy one for you today, folks. This is what is everything that is wrong with society. What the hell is happening in this video? This right here, my dudes. But before we get started, I'd like to thank Lead Go for his 2 juicy sewer bucks and Bailey for her 10 juicy sewer bucks. Thank you for supporting the show, the both of yous. Did you guys hear about this situation? This? Did you guys hear about this? Did you see this? This was blowing up on Twitter. This was blowing up on Twitter, dude. Look at this cuck. Look at this absolute cuck. I want you to soak this picture in before we read the story if you don't know about this. I want you to soak that in first, okay? It's very important. You soak that in. Do you see this? Do you see how happy this guy is? All right, soak that in before we read the story here. Just soak that in, baby. You ready for this story? So this is from Trevor Sheatz. Now his bio says, servant of Jesus, husband, father of 3. Okay? That's who Sheatz is. Let's see how this guy starts off this tweet that has been viewed. Let's see how many times. 33.6 million views. 33.6 million views on this tweet. My wife was formerly promiscuous. I was a virgin. That's the start of a tweet that got 33 million views. Thank you for announcing that to the entire world, dude. Wow. Hey, honey, let me write up a tweet real quick that you're a whore. And that's going to go out to 33 million people. My wife was formerly promiscuous. I was a virgin. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. You have 3 kids. It says in your bio. One day they will come across this. Even if you delete this, the internet never forgets. And the bullies at school will be sure to remind them. Hey, so your mom was a whore. And your dad is a cuck. Who sits there and goes, gosh, I got to stay active on social media. I should, the algorithm rewards consistency. I should type something up today. I know, my wife's a whore. I know, yes, I should write about how my wife is a whore, but I'm a virgin. We used to have sense. We used to have shame. We used to keep certain things. We used to keep certain things private, you know? Those days are over. Those days are over. My wife was formerly promiscuous. I was a virgin. She was then radically born again. Guys, she wasn't just born again. She was radically born again, dude. My wife was formerly promiscuous. I was a virgin. Oh, my God. A love story as old as time. A love story as old as time. She was then radically born again, committed to church, evangelized constantly. Puritan books in her bedroom, prayer journals, grief over past sexual sin. Yeah, I'm sure she's really torn up over that. I'm sure she doesn't think back to those rendezvous and ruin her underwear, right? No, she thinks back to that and goes, oh, what a horrible person I was. I'm sure she's not thinking of those past trysts when looking at your soy ass, right? She just has guilt over it. We got to know each other well for over a year, dated for 4 months, engaged for 2.5, and didn't sin sexually with one another. Our first kiss with each Our first kiss with each other was at the altar on our wedding day. So guys, let me tell you something about whores, okay? Because I've known quite a few in my day. This chick, all jokes aside, has probably banged dudes that she didn't know the name of at the time. Because that's how some whores do it. So she's giving it out freely to guys she's known for 30 seconds at a rave. But they didn't kiss until their marriage was official. We got to know each other well for over a year, dated for 4 months, engaged for 2.5. So the dating to marriage pipeline was 6.5 months? We have a comment from Jonah Blob. Is it Jonah Blob or John A. Blob? Like, is your name Jonah, like Jonah Hill, or John, and you're John A. Blob? He says, okay, I'm going to say something. As someone who grew up in a Christian household, a woman converting or being Christian doesn't really mean much, as they'll still do things behind closed doors. Exactly. He says, I've witnessed it personally. Yes. Yes. Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. People think like, oh, she found Jesus and now she is pure. Those urges are gone. Those thoughts are gone. Dude, please. If she loves the D, she's going to continue to love the D. All right? That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. So this cuck thinks, oh, she found the Bible. Now she's cured. Now she doesn't want to be passed around by the porta potties at the rave. Right? Wrong. We've been married for over 5 years now, and she's been the most wonderful and godly wife. Not only is she a wonderful wife, guys, she's godly. Godly. Mother to our 3 children and homemaker, you could imagine. Here's the thing, though. They're not your children. Okay? They're not your children, dude. Even if you're the one who got her pregnant, they're not entirely your children. Listen. People don't want to talk about this. In fact, most people don't know this. But when a woman has semen deposited into her, as we call it around here, Satan's hallway, that DNA stays in her body. That DNA stays in her body. And when whoever ends up getting her pregnant, part of those other dudes' DNA will be in that child. Yeah. Yeah. So when some chick has had 50 bodies, 100 bodies, that isn't, oh, he's part to you, part to me, and part 100 other dudes. Okay? Have a nice nap, Jessica. It's just typical beta provider. Exactly, dude. Exactly. And he thinks he's being all virtuous. Oh, we didn't kiss until our wedding day. She probably boned several dudes during your courtship. Definitely during that year that you just got to each other and weren't dating. Definitely, dude. So guys, just know this. If you have kids with somebody who's had boned a bunch of people unprotected, that kid you have is just a mashup of all of her one night stands. Is that why my daughter's black? No. It's because a black man impregnated your wife. Okay, if they're full on half black, then no, that you might want a DNA test, dude. Oh God, here's this line. This line. She's more pure than most virgins. Guys, I don't want to spoil this for you because we'll watch the video later, but I think it's important to point out that she says herself in a video she's lost count to how many people she slept with. She literally doesn't have a number. But she's more pure than most virgins. Yep, she did. She did. Maybe we should just jump ahead to that right now and then we'll come back. Because I think it gives it context. Okay. I don't want to jump out of sequence here, but I think this does give it context. Because you need to hear this when he's saying, oh, she's more pure than most virgins. Listen to this.
Get such a godly, sweet, loving, servant-hearted husband after being with so many horrible men. I was with so many horrible men in my past. I can't even count how many men I've been with.
I can't even count how many men I've been with. Guys, tell me something. I feel like women would track the number more stringently than even men would. Number one. Number two, how many guys do you think she's had to have slept with at a minimum before you get to the point where I can't keep track? Because it's not 3, it's not 4, it's not 5, it's not 15. Once you've lost track, you're probably cracked the 100 mark. At least 50, right? I feel like just naturally, women would be more conscious of how many they slept with and would keep track. Diligent records. How can you lose track? That's what I'm saying, is that for that to happen, dude, it's got to be minimum over 50. I wouldn't even say 30. I'd say minimum 50. But honestly, it's probably over 100, dude. It's probably over 100. Yeah, at least 50, dude, for you to lose track. So let's jump back to his tweet where he says, she's more pure than most virgins. But she's banged so many dudes she lost track. But she's more pure than a virgin. Okay. As biblical purity has less to do with past sins, although they certainly matter, and more to do with one's current posture of the heart and daily decisions to honor the Lord. Okay, dude. This is just cope. It's just pure cope, to use some Gen Z slang, right? We're far too quick to forget the story of the woman labeled as a known sinner, who was washing Jesus' feet with her tears while kissing them too. The Pharisees were shocked that Jesus let a public sinner do this. Okay, so hang on. That is a high degree of delusion. I almost envy that ability to deny reality. Me too, Ali. Me too. If I had the ability to be that delusional, first of all, I'd be far more successful in life. And I'd be far happier. So he's comparing it to a woman that sinned in biblical times. So back then, that probably meant like she had sex out of wedlock. Not so many dudes that she lost count. Or, okay, maybe she was a prostitute back then, right? But first of all, a prostitute back then is solely doing it for survival. It's not the OnlyFans era, dude. It's not the You Go Girl era. A prostitute in that era is solely doing it to survive, trying to keep her family from dying of starvation. This chick, his wife, is choosing to sleep around. And in fact, enjoys it. That's why she does it. Yup, Cope. I knew Christian men that still stayed with their wives after they cheated. Granted, they had kids and didn't want to break up the household, but yeah. Dude. If a woman cheats, it's over. It's done. I don't care how many kids we have. There could be an infant. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Dude, if your wife sleeps with another man, bye-bye. I don't care how many kids there are, dude. Okay, so first of all, a prostitute back then trying to keep her family from dying of starvation, and somebody who bangs for sport. Oh my God, dude. Super Comics just sent 10 Sewer King memberships. My man, thank you so much, dude. And for those of you who won the Dirty Rat membership, please thank the guy. Dude, you totally rock. Thanks for supporting the sewer. Thanks for birthing 10 more rats out of your bungus, dude. Really appreciate it. So that's number one. There's a difference between a prostitute in biblical times and some chick who bangs for sport. Right? Number one. Number two, he's saying, well, Jesus let that prostitute wash his feet. Huh? That's the same as marrying her and having children with her, right? You know, some feel that having somebody wash your feet is degrading for the other person. I'm not saying that was Jesus' intent or whatever, but he let a sinful woman wash his dirty feet. Yeah, dude, that's totally the same as marrying her and having kids with her, dude. Good example. Perfect analogy, dude. Retard. Everyone seems to highlight the benefits of virginity, and it certainly is a blessing, but we forget to highlight the benefits of being forgiven much as well. My wife knows the depths of Jesus' forgiveness more than most people, enabling her to more easily live out a life of passionate love for her Savior, Jesus. Dude, are you taking a shower during a sewer sermon? Of all the times to take a shower, you couldn't have taken a shower right before the show? Jesus, women these days, dude, I tell you. So here's my question here. Because this guy was a virgin till his wedding day, how is this relevant? How is this relevant? Why should I care what this man's wife does? You don't have to watch this live stream. Dude, I didn't make you come to this live stream. Only the people who care about this should be watching this. If you don't care about this, you don't have to watch this. And you're making it sound like I'm some sort of mental case caring about this situation when this tweet has 33 million views. So apparently a lot of people find this interesting. If you're not one of them, that's fine. Why are you here, dude? Hey, why don't you tell me what you're interested in? We'll make the show about that. Huh? How about that? Swear to God, dude. Now, here's a different point, though. Here's a different point. Like this guy says, Christianity is built on forgiveness, right? And that's great. And that's great, dude. But it doesn't mean that you should marry a former whore if you're a virgin. You know what would be a good situation is you find a man and a woman who both had sinful, whorish pasts. They both found Jesus. They meet at a church and they get married. And they forgive each other's pasts. To be someone who saved yourself from marriage, and then you choose a whore, and she is a whore, because she's lost track of how many guys she's been with. This guy said it perfectly. Stephen said it perfectly. Forgiveness is one thing, doing better is another. Exactly. Jesus forgives her sins. Okay, great. Great. She wants to live a pure life from now on. Great. Fantastic. But if you're a virgin, why are you marrying her? You held yourself to a certain standard. It's so hypocritical that this guy was a virgin until probably his 30s by the looks of him. It was that important to him. And it was that important to him that he even said, no, let's not even kiss until the wedding day. But, it's totally fine you banged so many guys you lost track. Why are you defending the exact opposite of your approach to life? There's some serious cuck energy, dude. Most Christian women and men, for that matter, aren't virgins on their wedding day. Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not, dude. And the bulk of the girls who say they are virgins on their wedding day have done it in the bungus. That is absolutely a thing, dude. These girls with their promise rings. I remember reading a story about this. These girls with their promise rings get banged in the bungus all day long and go, yeah, I'm a virgin. He got infatuated with the first woman who said yes. And that's the thing, guys. You parents out there with kids, with boys, girls get attention from the age of dude, I don't want to be creepy, but they get attention early, dude. Boys don't. Unless you're an absolute 10, you don't get attention. Unless you're Brad Pitt as a teenager, you don't get attention. So these guys live these sad, lonely lives, and then some girl shows interest, and I don't care. She's been with so many men, she lost track. Steve says, I'm a virgin waiting till marriage. Good for you. I meant that sincerely, not in a sarcastic way. But I'm not going to allow myself to be with someone who has no respect for themselves to begin with. A man shouldn't lower his standards. This is exactly what I'm talking about, dude. Good for you. If you are a virgin waiting for marriage, demand the same thing of your partner. Demand the same thing of your partner, dude. We don't have to look down on the disgusting, filthy whores. We don't have to look down on them. We don't have to judge those disgusting pigs that have been with so many guys that lost track. We don't have to say that, oh, you're lesser than the virgins. After you've been saved, you also don't have to marry them. You also don't have to marry them, dude. You know? Also, have you guys ever looked into pair bonding? How the more partners a woman has had, the less she is able to form a significant bond with another man, with you. So if a girl's been with so many guys she's lost track, sex is nothing to her, dude. It's not going to be something that bonds her to her husband, because she's done it with so many dudes she lost count. So what's the cutoff for body count that they are considered disgusting? Dude, I feel like every year the number becomes higher and more acceptable, whereas the number used to be 0. I mean, the number used to be anything above 0. Even Brad Pitt struggled with girls before fame. Dude, did you hear that story about Christina Applegate? She went to the Oscars with Brad Pitt and then left him to go with the singer of Skid Row. And Brad Pitt had to drive her mother home. And she said, well, he wasn't the Brad Pitt you know now. He wasn't famous yet. So, divorce arc incoming. Well, here's the thing. If you're somebody who has had sex with so many dudes you lost track, you love getting some good D. He's a virgin, and the sad reality is he doesn't know what he's doing with his penis, right? He probably comes before he's even fully in. Just like as he's entering, he comes. A girl who is used to getting railed in gangbangs 5 hours a day, she's just not going to be satisfied. And that is something that she values and she craves, is sexual gratification. Obviously, that's how she lived her life. All of a sudden, she doesn't care anymore? Come on. But hey, I'm all for, finding religion and turning your life around. I'm just saying, one, virgin guys out there, try to find yourself a virgin. Number two, don't be trying to justify it. That was your stupid decision that will absolutely bite you in the ass someday. That was your stupid decision. You don't have to come here and try to justify it and tell the world that your wife is a whore. Now, fair enough, she's put out her own videos saying she's a whore. So it's not like she's thinking, oh, you idiot. Although with the amount of views this got, maybe she is thinking that. Let's see. A woman or man's past sexual sin matters. But what matters far more when it comes to deciding who to marry is if the person is truly born again. And how do you know if she is? How do you know if she is? Literally the only one who would know is God. You're basing it off stuff she says to you? Meanwhile, when you're at work, she's touching herself, thinking about the big black man she's been with. If their repentance is real, again, you don't know that, pal. She could just be putting on an act to finally settle down once she's hit 30. If they truly have a heart for Christ, again, you don't know. If they truly follow Jesus and obey his commands, you don't know. You don't know. Let's read some of the comments. Well, first of all, he followed up. He said, because I guess he read the comments of people saying, yo, dude, why are you throwing your wife under the bus here? He's dumb AF if he didn't get a prenuptial agreement. Well, who knows if this guy makes any decent money. But yeah, no, prenups, definitely good. Definitely good. Although the judge might just throw the whole damn thing out. Not all secret things need to be made public. You're throwing your wife under the bus. You still have time to delete this. He's quoting people. So he says, firstly, this story has been public for years when my wife was the first one who decided to discuss this publicly. She delights in sharing her testimony with others. Yeah, she delights in telling people she's a whore. Now, there's one thing if she's telling her 14 Instagram followers, hey guys, I used to lead a life of sin. Is another thing if you put out a goddamn tweet that reaches 33 million people. How did I find this? How did I find this? It's been trending the entire week. It's been in the top 3 stories all week. Now, everybody who sees her on the street knows she's a whore. Is your wife cool with that? All right, I'm not going to read his entire rebuttal here. Let's read. Oh, Tristan Tate replied. This should be interesting. You know when you've never driven a car before and then you scrape money together for an old crappy vehicle, but you think it's in pretty good condition because you've never driven another car? Yeah, that's totally the virgin's plight, dude. This is what I'm saying about a guy who's gone into his 20s with no attention whatsoever. A girl finally talks to him He gets so excited. Oh, yeah, I don't care. I remember that feeling. Mine was a VW Golf, and the engine didn't even fire from one of the cylinders. The salesman told me it had been reworked and was as good as new. I didn't know it wasn't. I had no point of reference. Now, this isn't about the physical driving sensation. That was enjoyable enough despite the wear and tear, but the reliability and soul of the vehicle was expended. It went through numerous breakdowns. One day you will think back on this analogy. Nonetheless, I wish you both well. Yeah, I mean, wish them well, you know. But I don't know, dude. Dude, this totally says it all. So that's this guy, Trevor Sheatz. All these urinals. Hey, my wife used to be a whore. That's what he did here, dude. That's what he did here. People log onto this app every single day and post personal things that you could not waterboard out of me. Can't decide what's colder, telling the world your wife is a whore or posting this photo. Dude, that's the thing about the one photo he posted about his wife is that he posted a profile. He posted a profile, dude. I'm not saying she's pretty from the front because you saw in that video she ain't. But this is shocking. This looks like AI, dude. You couldn't have posted a picture, another wedding picture where you're both facing the camera. It's the profile that reveals it. How do you write a 5,000-word essay about what a whore your wife is and say, but guys, it's okay, look at her? That's the other thing about this that's so crazy. You forgave her, 1,000 person body count to marry her. For this? Now, I'm not saying, it'd be okay if she was a 10, but it'd be less bad. It'd be less bad. It would still be a stupid thing to do. It would be less stupid if she was a 10. Like an absolute jaw-dropping 10 without makeup. Supermodel body, right? I'm not saying marry a whore just because she's good looking. But I'm saying if you are dead set on marrying a whore, make sure she's at least good looking. You get something out of it. What, dude, what? What's the upside? So she's a whore, but she's also looks like this. I'm sorry, what's the upside, dude? What's the upside? So you're telling me two things. You're telling me two things. One, you couldn't find a girl who wasn't an absolute whore, who herself admits, I lost track how many men I've been with. Number one. And number two, that's a 0, right? Is that a 0 or is that a 1? I don't know. I don't think that's a 2. Listen, I don't want to be mean, but you're making it my business by tweeting this out. Okay? I feel like once you put it out, all bets are off. Not everything needs to be put on social media. Just saying. Yep. Now, some people are suggesting that, well, can we even use those words? Dude, what is the upside? What is the upside? She's a whore and she's unattractive. What's the upside? You're eating Fruit Loops. Hell yeah, you are. Dude, what is the upside? Dude, delete this. She's more pure than most virgins. No. A woman being a virgin and saving herself for her husband is biblical purity. Any attempt to downplay that is from Satan. Dude, that's the thing. How are we saying that it's the same as saving yourself? Here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something. If there was video of her previous activities, and I bet you some guys do have those videos, I would like to sit them down, put it on the big screen, start to finish. Start to finish. And then ask him, okay, so she's purer than most virgins, right? She found Jesus after this. She's purer than most virgins, right? She's basically the Virgin Mary, right? I wish there was video of every encounter she had, and you sit him down, and you make him watch all of them. Later, Super Comics. Thank you so much. Dude, I wish there was video of every single encounter, and you sat him down for a marathon. And it would take months because she's such a whore. And then say, okay, and then after this, she found Jesus. She's purer than most virgins, right? Just multiple camera angles to catch everything. The start, the finish. And then say, so she's purer than most virgins, right? She's purer than the girls who didn't do any of this, right? And the other thing is, in the video that we'll go watch of hers, she said, oh, all these men treated me terrible. All these men treated me terrible. So they were just like humiliating her and treating her like livestock. And that's not an accident that she said she slept with so many guys she lost track, but they were all terrible to her. Is it just really bad luck? Or she likes assholes that use her and abuse her sexually? Oh, they treated me terrible. Listen, I understand there being one abusive boyfriend. Sure. When they're all that, you have a type. When you've been with so many that you've lost track and they were all 100% terrible, you have a type. My brother in Christ, some things are just not meant to be on the internet. Counterpoint, my wife and I were both virgins before our wedding, and we stayed faithful over 20 years of marriage, and she birthed our 4 children and still looks like a fitness model thanks to good diet and exercise habits. And this is possible for you too, young man. Yeah, already, and this chick is like 20 years older than that other chick. And she was a virgin. Like, dude, it's harder to find, sure. But if it's so important for you to maintain your virginity before marriage, maybe find somebody that did the same instead of doing the complete opposite. We're gonna we're gonna look at this and then go to the video. Gold. Absolute gold, dude. It says, "Are you coming to bed?" "I can't. This is important." "What?" "I have to tell the internet you were a whore." This sums it up, dude. This sums it up. This sums it up, dude. Now, let's oh, he updated an hour ago. What did he say? "Time to address the criticisms of our scandalous marriage story. Share more details of Ashley's testimony and talk about promiscuity, virginity, and more. Blessed to be interviewed by..." Oh, God. There's going to be... Oh, my God, dude. There's going to be a podcast coming out about this. Jesus Christ, dude. Just take the L and go away. "Can't even count how many men I've been with." Jesus, dude. All right, let's watch her video. My God, man, this is so bad. This is so bad, dude. "Why are your arms like the lizard people?" Dude, what does that even mean? How do you go from sending me 2 sewer bugs to insulting me on my own show? Why are your arms like the lizard people? What does that mean? No, we're not going to go on. You're on drugs? Okay. Wonderful. Are you hallucinating that I have lizard arms right now? Is that what's going on, dude? Are you having drug-induced hallucinations? Lizard arms. More like Greek god arms. All right, let's watch this.
Get such a godly, sweet, loving, servant-hearted husband after being with so many horrible men.
I
was with so many horrible men in my past and can't even count how many men I've been with. In my past before I was a Christian. And they're all horrible to me. And of course that all changed once I became a Christian, because godly, Christ-like men are like Jesus.
They were all horrible to me. All horrible. Arms like an Adonis. Thank you, Bailey. They were all horrible to me. She exclusively got banged by abusive men. Exclusively. It wasn't just one bad apple. Oh, no, I dated this guy. He was nice, and then he turned out being abusive. No. She was with so many guys she lost track. Number one, that's a ton of dudes. Number two, they were all horrible to her. That's on you. You have a type, and the type is assholes who just rip open your bungus. And see what I mean about that front-facing angle? You can still tell she's got a schnoz on her, but it's not as bad as that profile pic, man.
I wanted a genuinely godly Christian man, and I found him at church.
But she only wanted him for marriage after she got used and abused. After she got used and abused, okay? It's funny how she didn't want that type of man before she'd racked up hundreds of bodies, but only when she was ready to settle down. Isn't that weird?
Get such a godly, sweet, loving, servant-hearted husband.
Servant-hearted. Oh, he's servant-hearted. Wouldn't you love to be a servant to a whore? Now, guys, do you want pictures of her promiscuous days? Check this out. She was a rave slut. Dude. Getting banged at the porta potties at Burning Man. Look at this. First of all, if you have a schnoz like this, don't try this emo makeup thing. Dude, don't wear a nose ring and bring attention to it, dude. You can't, dude. You can't pull off this look with a schnoz like that. You don't look mysterious. You don't look like a rocker. Translation: doormat for her lovers to wipe their feet on. Yeah, she said she's been with so many guys, she couldn't keep track, and they were all horrible to her. All. That's not bad luck. That is you preferring assholes. And then conveniently, you settle down with a total cuck bitch. Look at this. Look, what is that? Some sort of drug activity. Dreads. Oh, dude, I don't know what's worse. Being a complete whore or having dreads as a non-black. And I don't mean because of cultural appropriation. I mean because of cringe, dude. Look at this. Dude, she was an absolute rave whore, dude. Dude, you cannot pull off this mysterious rocker type of look with a schnoz like that and bring attention to it with a bull nose ring, dude. My God. This woman admits she has no idea how many men she slept with. Then she claims she's the safest type of woman to marry. Her husband admits he runs an online business to increase the social media visibility of Christian ministries. Well, he definitely brought attention to himself. They're using her sin to promote his business. A woman who literally has no idea how many men she's been with has no business getting married. If her son brought a clone of her home, she'd absolutely lose it. That is true. If she truly found Christ, she should have spent the rest of her days in a convent repenting. I agree. Instead, her and her husband are seeking social media clout. Dude, Stephen Fleischer has been a member for 4 months. Stephen, I feel like you've been a member, a part of the sewer forever, my friend. I'm so glad you found the sewer 4 months ago. SK, you know I'm poorly. I think I need the biceps to help me feel better. Jessica, did you know that just a few minutes ago, somebody came in on this stream and said I have the arms of a lizard person? But for you, since you're not feeling well, here you go. That's for you. I hope this makes you feel better. Okay? And somebody let me know what lizard has arms like this. Jesus Christ. You want to talk about blasphemy? That's saying the sewer king has lizard arms, dude. What's her name again? Shoshana? That's the thing, dude. She looks Jewish, but do Jewish people become Christian? What the hell is that? That's where things get weird. That's one of the parts of the story that's most confusing to me. A Jewish person became Christian? That's odd. Is that allowed? Guys, I'm getting really warm. I need a drink. Guys, we got Dr. K. We got Dr. K. This is Kroger's version of Dr. Pepper. How long has this stream been going on? Is it time to head over to Kick? SK has got arms like a lizard, but it's from the ripped tile species. Nice, dude. Nice. It's no Dr. Chunder. Yeah, I know, but it was on sale. You've gained at least 100 pounds from the last stream. I'm telling you, dirty bulking. Dirty, dirty, dirty. We like to do it dirty down here, you know what I'm saying? Now clack your fingernails on it. Oh my God, ASMR is the most, dude. Enraging. ASMR enrages me. Not as much as Gen Z enrages me, dude. These sunglasses remind me. So I went to this dinner on Sunday, and I walk in there and I'm wearing these sunglasses because it was very bright out. It was very bright out. I walk in there and I'm wearing these sunglasses. And this 17-year-old guy that I know comes up to me and says, "Hey man, nice pit vipers." I said, "What? These aren't pit vipers." I hate the Pit Vipers brand, but more on that some other day. "Hey, nice pit vipers, bruh." "These aren't pit vipers." "Oh, okay. Well, they're like copies of the pit viper style." No, they're not. They're nothing like pit vipers. I know there are pit viper copies you can buy on AliExpress for, $3 knockoffs. So this guy, from what I understood, from what I understood of what he was saying, this guy thinks that the 80s style, like Oakley cycling glasses, he thinks that pit vipers invented that a few years ago. These are nothing like pit vipers other than their, large lensed cycling glasses. They're nothing like the pit vipers take on them, right? But he's thinking that pit vipers invented this whole style, as opposed to pit vipers popularized the 80s style of big cycling glasses. And I just wanted to die. I wanted to leave there. I wanted to leave planet Earth. Like, this knucklehead actually thought pit vipers invented this style. Dude, Zoomers are retarded. Zoomers are retarded, dude. So I bet they look at, 80s stuff and think it was just invented now. Right? Guys, check this out. Oh, Steven. Let me check on that. Yeah, we had to turn off the beeping because it was crashing the whole software. Oh my God, dude. What? Steven Fleischer sent 50 juicy Surbucks. Dude, you made my morning. All hail the king. Dude, all hail Steven Fleischer, dude. Holy crap. Dude, thank you so much for your generosity, man. You totally rock, dude. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm so glad Steven has joined the sewer. I'm so glad that he fell down my open manhole 4 months ago. Okay? What an addition to the sewer Steven has been. He's a hardcore rat. Everybody, round of applause for Steven. Have to keep the sewage coming. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Oh, speaking of sewage coming, at 1 p.m. Pacific time, we have a new video on Sewer Daddy. So, guys, we put the... thanks again, Steven. Seriously. Thank you so much, dude. We put the Dr. K in here, but we're not going to have it straight up because Daddy got something new. This was on sale at Walgreens. Okay. You guys ever seen this stuff before? I hadn't. I hadn't until I saw it on their website. And for $1.99, I couldn't pass it up. You know I can't pass up a good deal. So this stuff is called Sriracha. This stuff is called Sriracha. And it's basically sour candy syrup. That's so good. You've had this, Allie? I didn't even know this was a thing. What do you put it on? Allie, what have you put this on? Because you know what I'm going to do with this, baby? Check this out. This is going in my Dr. K, dude. I had sriracha on my cheesy eggs. Oh, no. No, this isn't sriracha. This is souracha. But they put it in a sriracha-looking bottle with a sriracha-looking label, but it's a sour candy syrup. Yeah, I wasn't going to put sriracha in my Dr. Pepper. Dr. K, sorry. Yeah, so it's their funny take on sriracha, but it's actually sour candy syrup. At first, I thought, is this spicy candy syrup? But then I read reviews and watched videos, and people were saying it tastes like sour candy. So we're gonna put it in the sewer. In the sewer? No, it's not spicy. I mean, I haven't tried it yet, guys. I saved this for you. I got this a few days ago, but I saved this to try with you. But from what I read, the reviews, it's not spicy. It's just sour candy syrup, basically. Just a little drizzle, you know what I'm saying? Nothing crazy. We're not going to go crazy. I don't want to ruin my soda if it turns out gross. By the way, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not getting paid for this, dude. Like gummy worms. Yeah. It's like sour cherry, apparently. That's a good drink. But I need more syrup. I barely tasted it. But overall, I really quite enjoyed that drink. I don't think I'm putting enough to really taste the difference, but I feel like it's elevated my soda a bit. I just don't want to use it all up on one drink, you know what I'm saying? But one of my favorites, I've discussed this before, is just taking straight up Pepsi or straight up Dr. Pepper and putting cherry flavored liquid Benadryl. Have you tried water? Am I gay? Who drinks water, dude? Water's not good for you. Water's not good for you, dude. It dilutes all your electrolytes. It dilutes them, dude. Did you know, listen, I'm lactose intolerant, but did you know, you can look this up. Milk is more hydrating than water. Okay? You know who pushed this whole 8 cups of water thing? Big bottled water. That's who. Water is good. No, it's not. Water is not good for you, dude. I'm not saying liquids are bad for you. Drink orange juice. Drink milk. I can't. Lactose intolerant. Drink soda, full sugar soda, as much as you can. It's good for you, dude. Water, useless. Harmful, even. All right, let's head over to Kick. I think we're done with this topic. Who's coming over to Kick, huh? Who's coming over to Kick? Just me? Is it just going to be me? I consume water like it's my job. I'm telling you, Ali, for your health, switch to Dr. Pepper. For your health, please. I'm worried about you. Switch to Dr. Pepper, switch to orange juice, switch to Pepsi, switch to milk. Stop drinking water. All right, guys. Head over to Kick. That's going to be... it's going to be kick.com/sewerking. Or if you're on the app, on your phone, search for Sewer King, all one word. I drink at least a gallon of water a day. Well, good luck to you, my friend. You're killing yourself. Oh, Ali, last week you said that you have a dating horror story you were going to share with us this week. Are you ready to do that on the Kick stream? No pressure. You said you wanted to. No pressure. But is that something that you would like to share? We're going to go over a lot of stuff on Kick today. Stuff that we can't discuss on YouTube. So you don't want to miss it, guys. Head on over to Kick. And just give me a couple minutes to set up over there. It's Kick appropriate only. Okay, guys. So if you want to hear Ali's dating horror story, you have to come over to Kick. Or you're going to miss it. We can't discuss it here. She just said herself. It is only Kick appropriate dudes. Okay? If you want to miss out on that story because you're gay and stupid, that's fine. All right? Those of you who want to hear the story, head over to Kick and give me a couple minutes to show up over there. Okay? Because I got to switch the software and all that noise. Okay, head over to Kick. Bye-bye.